The 14 points was a plan created by Woodrow Wilson to settle things between the nations peacefully and avoid any more conflicts in the future. This plan contained free trade, reduced weapon production, return of land to original countries, and creation of national alliances, ensuring the best chance of a peaceful resolution. Wilson wanted to create the 14 points on the League of Nations because he was an advocate of world peace. He wanted the League to become a world parliament where the nations could sort out all of their issues, preventing wars. Along with stopping wars, he was trying to achieve world peace, which is a daunting task. Wilson also hoped that the League would persuade the nations to agree to disarmament, which means to put down their weapons, making war virtually impossible. The final thing that Wilson hoped for in the League of Nations is to enforce the Treaty of Versailles so the countries wouldn't forget what they promised. The 14 points influenced the Treaty of Versailles very little and was mostly ignored in the process of creating the peace treaty. The nations in Europe were very angry at Germany being the cause of the war. Instead of letting them off easily like the 14 points recommended, they made Germany pay off almost all their war debts, leaving them in an extremely bad position at the end of the war, eventually leading to World War II. However, even though the United States started the League of Nations, the United States didn't join the League of Nations because the Congress vetoed it. The decision was also influenced by Washington's farewell address, saying not to join any foreign relation or group. Without the United States in the group, it was going to be a failure because they expected too much of the nations, without enough resources to accomplish these goals. Stopping wars and achieving world peace is almost impossible to accomplish, eventually leading to their collapse. To summarize the 14 points, they demanded public announcements or diplomatic agreements, meaning that any alliances or agreements made between the nations are to be made public. Freedom of seas, making it so that every nation has free range to travel on the seas without having to pay any tax to get anywhere. The removal of economic barriers against specific countries like China, making it so everyone was allowed to trade with everyone without any tariffs. A reduction in weapon production so that no war would happen in the future. It also forced Germany, Prussia, and Italy to return the land captured during World War I, and finally also officialized several new independent countries in Europe. All these points contribute to the goal of world peace. In conclusion, President Woodrow Wilson's 14 points aim to reduce the risk of future wars around the world, stimulate the international economy, and compensate the victims of World War I. The 14 points weren't used in the Treaty of Versailles, but they inspired some of the points used in the treaty. The League of Nations mentioned in Wilson's 14 points was created. However, the United States did not join due to warnings from President Washington and the skepticism of Congress. The 14 points are important to remember because they outline the future of international diplomatics and will help us make decisions like this in the future.